Though I can speak on some very, very privileged information right now that I think is going to set the internet on fire because all right, let me break this down for you. Let me break down the last 24 or so hours of my life. So I this morning got a colonoscopy as a result of the fact that I, for a period of time, was suffering from a condition called colitis, in which your colon becomes infected and irritated, whatever. They wanted to do a colonoscopy. This is my second time doing it. Basically, it involves you don't eat any food for 24 hours. You take a bunch of meds that make you shit out every last ounce of
What
water.
the fuck does this have to do with the feds coming to his house? Like, I hate this nigga, bro. This nigga just be, bro. He just be fucking trolling. Don't nobody, bro. Don't nobody care about your ass game. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, no diddy, but no, don't nobody care about that, bro. Like, this nigga is tweaking already. 1 minute in, like, what are you talking about, bro?
And shit inside your body, and then you go into the doctor's office. They put you to sleep. They take a camera. They put the camera inside of your butthole, which means yes, I was booga booga today.
And Brick's very jealous
by a large Samoan man. I don't know. I was locked up. So I was knocked out, so I don't remember anything from it at all. I'm sorry, Brick. I know that this kind of goes against the nature of our relationship and everything. I wasn't supposed to let another dude hold me down like that while you were locked up. I'm so sorry. But I did that today. Anyway, yesterday, I'm sitting around the house.
I'm gonna cut all that
starving
shit.
myself all day. I actually have a newfound appreciation for fasting because I do feel like I achieved some sort of mental clarity while I didn't eat food for a day.
Shouts to the monks.
But while I'm in my house, I'm playing poker on my computer. A guy comes to my front door, and I didn't actually even know, but my girl was communicating with him through the box in the front of our house with the camera. She texts me. She says, a dude is here from the FBI, and basically he's trying to serve you with a subpoena. And so she told him, like a ride or die would, she told him, Adam's not here, and he's off at work or whatever. I forget what she told him.
That nigga lying.
So I immediately hop on the line with my lawyer. I say, what should I do? I don't want to, handle this situation wrong. Over and over and over, I've sat down with rappers or whoever who tell me about situations in which they divulge too much information to the police or whoever, and it ended up coming back to bite them. Especially, something that comes to mind is like Hurricane Chris, who caught a body that was blatantly self-defense. Soon as the cops come, he airs out his whole situation and ends up coming back to haunt him because the state ends up trying him. So if he had not made all those statements to the cops right after he had killed this dude, then it for sure would have been a way easier case for him to beat. Now, that being said, I'm not really that worried because I know that I myself haven't been involved in any criminality, but I figured I would have my lawyer take care of it. So my lawyer reaches out to the guy who came to my door. She assures me that she's going to be able to ask the FBI agent a handful of questions, and from that information be able to ascertain, is Adam in trouble? Is Adam going to be, forced to hand over a crazy amount of information? Because that was kind of lingering around in my head as like, God, this is going to be a huge pain in the ass if they want to confiscate all the computers and everything in here. We're going to have to buy a bunch of computers to use.
Where's the furnace set to start the furnace up, guys?
I don't know. I was considering that. I have not destroyed any information for the record. But this is the thing that my lawyer comes back to me with. She said the feds were interested in one thing and one thing only. Because in my head, I'm thinking they're going to want copies of the podcasts that Brick or Luce were on. They're going to want to make sure that there wasn't anything in those podcasts that was edited out. Now, anybody who knows me and No Jumper knows that we really don't like to edit things out. So the only stuff we're editing out is if it's like a 4-alarm fire, like, yo, we need to take this out. So I don't think there's ever been something that Brick or Luce told us that they needed us to edit out. But the one thing that the feds wanted was the cease and desist from Big U to No Jumper, asking us to take down the episode in which Luce Cannon first made the explosive statements that suggested that Big U had previous knowledge of Nipsey Hussle's death. Now, that situation is very much outside of what was mentioned in the indictment. In the indictment, there's nothing about Nipsey. There's nothing about any of that stuff. So this to me is kind of...
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I feel like Adam is the reason why all these niggas is locked up. These niggas got on the show and spoke about real murders, real shit, and expect not to go to jail. just because they did the shit a long time ago. Like that don't even make fucking sense. Like, what are you doing? Niggas trying, like, I feel like these niggas was trying to go to jail. Like, how the fuck two niggas that was on the show get a RICO? And all this shit tied back up to Big U, bro. Like, that is crazy. I don't know, bro. This what niggas get, though. Coming up here playing with these damn white people. That's what you get. I fuck with Adam, but it's different ways to answer questions. And these niggas don't answer questions the right way. At all.
Kind of massive because it makes me feel like, oh, the FBI is interested in what Big U's involvement in Nipsey's death might be, which to me seems gigantic. I don't know why that cease and desist is not going to help them prosecute Brick Baby or Loose Cannon or anybody else. But the fact that they're interested in that, to me, adds quite a bit of credibility to the argument that perhaps Nipsey Hussle's death was a more complicated situation than it appears to be.
Well, isn't that when
You
this
gave it to him though?
Isn't
We did hand it over, yeah.
isn't this when
Of course
that
you did. You didn't think
that
he wasn't?
I mean, really, like,
So it's safe to say you the feds.
I'm happy to help the feds with talking
God
about a document that
damn.
we have previously discussed on here over and over, and which doesn't implicate anybody that I know or whatever. It's and it's
See, this what I'm talking about. These niggas get on this show, talk about all these murders and shit and illegal shit that they know they not supposed to be talking about. And when they go to jail, Adam sits here and make jokes about you. He make jokes about the feds coming and getting cease or desist and stuff that they need to help their case. Because guess what? He's white. And I'm not none against white people. He just white. He gonna give it to him, and he gonna sit back and he gonna laugh at your dumb ass. All these niggas is pawns for Adam. All these niggas is little puppets that Adam control. And when you get fucked up, and when it's time for you to go to jail and go to prison and be away from your family, he gonna sit back on a podcast, talk about you, and laugh and make jokes. That's what this nigga do.
it's not like I know about Big U doing something illegal. Big U did something perfectly legal by sending over a document to us asking us to remove a piece of content. Now, for the record, it doesn't mean that this means that there's a full scale investigation into Big U's involvement
So
in
you
this
don't
situation.
you don't feel like you played no part in them getting booked at all?
Yes, he
Like
did.
with the shit they set up here and you clipping it up. I mean, I get you live and people might be able to screen record, but some of the shit these niggas is saying, you sit back, like even the feds probably like, I can't believe like these niggas is this dumb.
well,
Then you clip it up to reiterate what they said
my
instead of
attitude is basically if somebody comes on the podcast and they want to live their truth, they want to talk about the things that they've been through, then it's none of my business to dig through each podcast and figure out what's criminal, what might come back to get them. Because let's be real, this is hip hop where a huge percentage of people's lyrics, songs, etc., are basically putting them in the mix and acknowledging that they've been involved with crimes. And when I'm sitting there and Loose Cannon's saying, because keep in mind, this is my first time even understanding that Big U might have had any involvement in any street stuff still, when Loose Cannon's sitting there and saying, yeah, me and Big U went to this weed spot and we got all this money out of them, and then Big U didn't split the money up fairly and yada, yada. I'm sitting there thinking, Big U's on that? Like, I had no idea that Big U would have been doing anything that could be considered extortion or, payments for checking in, whatever.
not a
In
guess.
retrospect, I feel a little naive since he did call.
That's what he do. Nigga, get you on his podcast, ask you all these federal ass questions. And when you answer them, the nigga say, it's your fault. You answer the question, nigga. It's your fault. You're gonna go to jail. And guess what? I'm gonna give these feds all this information because guess what? I'm a law-abiding citizen, and it's none. You feel me? It's none to me giving these feds this information. That's why I say people gotta really watch what they say on the internet, bro. Just don't answer the questions, bro. Niggas gotta learn how to talk to people, bro. Now these niggas locked up and they probably not getting out because Rico's always end bad. I don't give a fuck. I never seen too many niggas 100% beat a Rico yet. I've yet to see niggas 100% beat a fucking Rico, bro.
his podcast that, and he was talking about the checking in process pretty openly.
You talked about
I
it
mean,
on,
like, Brick,
because
on the
at the end of
Breakfast
the
Club.
day, we see like we understand the bottom line is the money. So at the end of the day, it like you just said, if they come on here and you ask them certain questions and they're dumb enough to speak on that, yeah, it's partly their fault. But you don't think the questions you ask are strategically bringing certain things about them?
Well, it's not like I could have even asked about that since I didn't know anything about that. They just started talking about
Well, like
it.
who are you?
No. See, look, now he's playing victim. Oh, I don't know what they got going on. I'm just asking questions. No, bro, you asking questions. You asking questions that you know can be real, or you know that can get these niggas locked up. And then when the niggas answer the questions, you gonna put it back on them, bro. That's fucked up. That's like me setting a nigga up. That's like me telling a nigga I'm gonna set you up. Then I set you up. And then I said, I bet I set you up, but it's your fault. You should never listen. And then guess what? When it's time for you to get shot, I'm gonna be like, that's your fault. But I'm gonna tell the feds, like, no, nigga, like, come on, bro. Like, that shit's not right, bro. It's like he asked these niggas these questions for a reason to get an answer. And when he got it, he gonna blame the shit on them. And it is some of their fault too. But he gotta take some accountability to this shit too. Oh, my bad, y'all. Accountability to this shit too. That's crazy, bro. This is crazy.
I'm talking about.
No, look. See, me, I'm talking about Brick. Now, as far as guests that come on and willingly tell on themselves, that's 100% on them.
Okay,
I don't blame.
So
I don't blame platforms for dumbasses coming on the internet where you know the police are watching every platform everywhere and telling on crimes they committed. They're idiots.
understandable, but did you read Brick's indictment?
I'm not reading through none of that shit. But basically what I'm saying is, regardless of if anything he said on this show was in the indictment or not, some of the shit he said, if that's my boy, like if my brother was to say some shit like that, hey, bro, you got to stop talking about shit like that. Or I'm not even putting it up. Like, nigga, you just said some federal shit. I'm going to edit that shit out before we put the clip out. I'm not just going to be like, oh, fuck it. It is what it is. He dumb enough to do it. If this is my boy. See, there's a difference between I'm calling this my homie, my friend, like Adam calls Brick, or some idiot that just comes up here and wants to go viral. Yeah, I caught 11 hats. Okay, you stupid as fuck.
But I think part of it is the fact that, you know, when Brick comes on here and says, I'm putting kill squads in the street, or I got more bodies than you guys squabbles.
That's what I was getting. That was crazy.
But bro, he don't mean that shit.
It doesn't matter.
That's for entertainment purposes.
When he goes to court, they can still bring that type of shit up.
But my thing is that when I hear Brick say something like that, and of course I assume that Brick has never killed anybody, but when he says that kind of thing, I assume he's doing marketing because he knows that the aura of danger around him is such.
I mean, that's a little bit of trolling. Brick, that's like a little bit of trolling with Brick, but it's still like you got to know what to say and what not to say and how to say it. And I get what bro's saying. Bro's saying, Adam, if you really call this nigga your friend, why the fuck would you even let this shit go up if you know it's even just a little smidget truth to it? You get what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck would you even put this out if you really call this your friend? Now, them other niggas, we don't care about them other niggas. You get what I'm saying? They can tell on themselves and be dumb. We don't care about that. But if you really call Brick Baby your friend, why would you put this out if you know it somewhat could be true? Y'all get what I'm saying?
That's really going to hook people and get them interested. And we're seeing that right now. Really, if I had a suggestion for Brick, if he gets out tomorrow, I'm going to say, let's get a video guy. Let's get in the studio. Let's drop music right now.
1000%.
Because realistically, having this aura of danger and criminality around you is going to be massively beneficial to people paying attention to your music or whatever you're trying to monetize. So, I mean, number one, all those statements were said on live. So yeah, we could have cut it out, which would have basically meant that everybody besides us was able to monetize it. Or we could have, you know.
Is that more important?
So it's content over everything.
I mean, it's going to happen either way. So,
but the thing is, if you read Brick's indictment, you'll see, and I'm not telling you to because I know you don't want.
He's not being accused of anything like that.
That's what I was trying to get to. So literally, like he had an AK case from 2023. It's got nothing to do with anything he said on a podcast. He's not a part of that RICO with Big U and them. He's not listed as a defendant.
Yeah, I saw that.
On that RICO.
Yeah, I seen all that.
So there's nothing that he said. Now, what you saying, what Messiah said, like, oh, it could be used against you in court, potentially as a character witness, but I think that could easily be dismissed considering you're an entertainer for a living. and your persona is based on having this, you know, street image, which these statements do nothing but substantiate. It's got
So
nothing
every-
to do.
every-
I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody come on here and they say what they say, that's coming out that person's mouth.
And even if
Like-
Brick had never been on a podcast, you could just listen to his music and say, look at all this shit that he said. That's basically him declaring himself a killer.
I mean, yeah,
You
his
know?
music's way gnarlier than anything.
That's what I'm saying. Is that like, let's say tomorrow Brick gets hit with another indictment, and it's like, oh, we think Brick Baby killed these 4 people. I mean, the music is then going to be the Traplo Ross documentary is going to be crazy.
Bro. This nigga talking about Brick Baby dropping music and shit, and it has nothing to do with the whole situation. They tied Brick Baby into this shit because of certain shit he said on the podcast. Yes, he has a gun charge that has nothing to do with the Big U case, but they tied him inside the whole RICO. That's the part niggas not understanding. They tied him in. Your podcast tied this nigga into the whole RICO case. Get what I'm saying? He might not have the same charges, but he's tied in this shit with these niggas, bro.
Crazy because Brick talks like he's the best man who's ever walked the West Coast in his music.
Swamp Story,
And that's what you're supposed to
so
do.
Swamp Stories has a whole video calling him. You feel me?
Oh, yeah, right.
You feel me? The Crip serial killer, whatever they call.
And
him.
I mean, people want to blame you, which I think, again, you asking certain questions could be looked at as, you know, fetish. But
Yes.
at the end of the day, these people are coming up here to give these stories, to give this behind the scenes information because they want to go viral. They want the clout. So at the end of the day, if you're willing to take the risk of sitting behind bars or being unalived or whatever the case is for clout, then that's on you, right? Like at the end of the day, I could pass out the poison all day. It's up to the people on the other side to take it. So if they're going to come on here and they're going to do that, that's on them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a fact.
That's
We
how I
also-
feel about it.
we-
Even though I feel like you do put people in positions where they could say things that might be incriminating, or you make them feel comfortable enough where you guys start talking about certain things that they shouldn't be talking on camera. But at the end of the day, they gotta know that for themselves.
Do you feel like you've affected?
Listen, man. Listen, y'all. Listen. Let me go back to my layout right here. All right. I'm gonna say this, bro. Anybody on the West Coast, stay the fuck away from Adam 22. Stay away from that podcast. Stay away from, bro. Stay away from this nigga, bro. He gets everybody locked up. Adam 22 gets, bro. These niggas are the fucking police. Stay away from these niggas, bro. Niggas get on these niggas podcasts and say crazy shit. Like, that's crazy, bro.